This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles podcast, where we're giving respect and voice to people with special needs. I'm your host, Daniel Smrokowski. Today, we're coming to you live from the 2025 Speak Up, Speak Out Summit here in Normal, Illinois. Joining us right now at our podcast booth is longtime listeners will remember her, which I think we had on maybe 11, 12 years ago. Could be off by the date. You listening can go back in the archives, but is our friend Bridget Brown. Welcome, Bridget.
Thank you.
Oh wait, let me unmute your mic. I keep forgetting to unmute your mic. See, usually I'm in a studio and
It's okay.
But yeah, welcome, Bridget.
Thank you.
And we will. I probably could have started recording when you walked up, but we counting when you were first on this podcast, which is when the Pace Bus company had sponsored our Special Chronicles for about a year, and then now they don't support us anymore. But maybe
I still work for the company.
Yeah, you still So because I'm sure we have a lot of new listeners. So just catch up on new listeners on when we first got connected. You were an ambassador or working
I
with...
was in Special Olympics when Daniel was doing that with CISPA, and that's how I got to know Daniel.
Yeah, that's how we and I still compete with CISPA. But then you were on this podcast with Pace Bus, right?
Correct.
And so can you tell us just a little bit about
my role as on the Pace thing?
Yeah.
So I'm a self-advocate. So they partnered with me for the disability world. So then other people with disabilities can take the Pace Bus. And I have 4 educational videos that teach people how to ride the Pace Bus.
Yeah, awesome. And so for those listening, if you go on to specialchronicles.com/pacebus, we still have those episodes, including the one that you were on. So if you guys go in our archives on specialchronicles.com/pacebus.
Or you can just go to www.pacebus.com
and find those videos.
And you can go on YouTube on that, and there's some videos there.
Awesome. Yeah. So for those listening, if you can't remember all of that, just go to specialchronicles.com/pacebus, and I think we should have those videos linked in a previous episode. But can you, for any new listeners, can you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and what does, because you gave me your new business card.
Yes.
So can you introduce yourself to our listeners, tell us where you're from and what does self-advocacy mean to you?
All right. My name is Bridget Brown. I live in Darien, Illinois. And being a self-advocate to me is to speak out with my voice, to advocate for myself and others. I'm being a leader to people with disabilities. And that came a long way. Now I just got appointed to be on the Illinois Council on the Developmental Disabilities. And I work in many different organizations, and being part of Engage Illinois can show the way to be more involved in advocacy work and in outreach, legislating and going out and speak.
Awesome. Can you tell us? I'm just pulling out your card here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you also speaking in one of the breakout sessions, right?
I was not. But I was mentioned in it.
You were mentioned. Okay, so can you tell? And I'm showing all for those of you, if you listen to the audio podcast, you won't be able to see, but go check out the video, specialchronicles.com. Click on YouTube, and this Valued Voices Engage Illinois. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
So Engage Illinois kind of gives people who has home-based services to come and join our Engage coalition. And what we do is we kind of like, we talk about it, what it means. It started out as Creative Housing Network, but then it made it a bigger way so people can get involved in that.
Awesome. And so it's engageil.org.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so for those of you, well, I'll try to remember to put that in the description wherever you're listening. But if I forget, engageil.org, or you can Google as well.
You could also Google my name, Bridget Brown. DS means Down syndrome. My website on there and other things that I have done in the past. I am an actress, and I am also a standardized patient actor, and that's on one of the websites.
And it's because it's been a while since I've checked out your website. Butterflies for Change. So if our listeners Google Butterflies,
you Google my name,
Bridget Brown,
DS for Down syndrome, and on the first part you see is my business and my picture.
Awesome. So you guys go, if you're watching the video podcast, specialchronicles.com, click on YouTube. You can find this episode with Bridget here.
As younger, not as me now.
Yeah, why? I know that just because I as you know, I've been podcasting 17 years. If you go back to the early archives, you're going to find a younger picture of me as well. So, well,
I'm saying that because I'm 39 years old.
Yeah.
And almost 40 next year.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Yeah, I'm 36. My girlfriend Georgia just turned 37. But yeah, well, so just a few years younger than you. But yeah, I know it's hard to believe that we'll be 40 in a few years. I'm sure.
Well, I am in a TV show. You know that, Daniel.
Which TV show can you?
So it's called Seven Sisters. Will Aubrey has 7 sisters. His sister Julia has Down syndrome. So the part I played, I auditioned, and I actually got the part. Her name is Zita, and she's inspired by Will's sister, who has Down syndrome. And so basically, it's on. We just did the pilot in Vancouver, Canada.
Ooh.
And we are waiting this month to hear, or the next couple months, to see if Peacock or Amazon Prime to pick it up, and then we probably will go through that series in Canada.
What's the name of the TV show?
Seven Sisters. SEVEN. And then sisters.
SEVEN Sisters. I am making a note of it. I'm sure for those of you that are tuning in right now, hopefully you all wrote it down as well.
You could also look IMBD. I'm on that too.
Awesome. So we'll definitely have to watch and see if that TV series comes out. And you'll have to, well, I think you have my number, right?
I think I do.
Yeah.
If not, I know how to find you.
Yeah. If not, yeah. Well, and I'll give you my. Actually, did I give you my?
I have your thing ready.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, let me know when the TV show comes out, because we'll have to have you back on.
Yeah.
This this podcast.
And beware, Danny will be on one of my vlogs.
Oh.
Called Family Matters. I work with them.
Ooh.
And it's a 5-year plan. Now it's gonna be 4 years. 4-year plan, and it's Family Matters is a big another organization that helps people with disabilities in different countries, in different counties of Illinois.
Awesome. So bringing it back to we're here at the Speak Out Summit. What are you most excited about being here at the Speak Out
Being
Summit?
part of the ICDD, I got appointed by the governor, and now I'm on there. And I am happy that they're hosting this, and that I can see many of my friends.
Awesome. And it's now, 1:43 in the afternoon. There was a few breakout sessions. I think there was an open mic going on now during lunch. There was the keynote speaker, Zach, who we just recorded a
love
podcast.
his jokes. It's so funny.
We just recorded a podcast. He did. I did have to. He did sign this book for me. I had to. That was one of the reasons. Okay, I don't know.
The one thing that he said is, I quote up the ice cream shop. I am actually the senior of the candy store up in Wisconsin called Norman B. Ball Camp. We just closed it for the summer, but if you're all listening and you want to go to Wisconsin, come Norman B. Ball Camp. I will serve you ice cream or candy.
Awesome. So what's one thing that you've learned from attending this conference this week? Either from either Zach's keynote or one of the breakout sessions. What's one thing that you've learned from this Speak Out
learning different history, learning new skills, and joining the Engage breakout. And there's another breakout called Rev Up that my friend Ashley McLeod is in.
Awesome. I heard about that. I think they've got a table just down the hall.
They have a table. They are selling a cookbook called Just a Dollop. I'm one of the cooks in there. I don't cook, but the only thing I cook is eggs.
Awesome.
So.
Well, I'm not a good cook, but my girlfriend Georgia is a good cook, because she has a cooking show. Actually, if you guys go on specialchronicles.com, click on podcast, you can find her cooking show link there. But yeah, anyways, coming back, how will you use your voice when you go back into your community after this Speak Out Summit? How will you continue? I mean, you obviously are ready to acting and speaking and all the work that you already do, but how?
It's been 24 years since I started speaking, Daniel, and I am a statewide national inclusion advocate. I was the first person ever to be included in general education classroom. And the funny thing is that I cut the top of my hair off when I was little, and it was my first day of being included. And so, look, the funny thing is that, but since then, I've been talking about person-centered. I'm a person-centered planning coach. So I coach people. I was trained by Jack Pierpoint, and he is a facilitator for person-centered planning. I also not just coach, but I just graduated from Lund, UIC, and Partners in Policy class 6.
Awesome. So what brought you to this Speak Out Summit this year?
Being on the team of the ICDD and Engage.
Awesome. And why? What do you hope to take away from this year's conference?
To continue a conference that we could use for Engage, to invite people to come and learn, and have like a session where I did my graduate project called self-advocacy skills, and sharpen their skills and how to help them to pave their way to find their own voice.
Awesome. And why is it important for self-advocates like yourself, like myself, like the many here at this conference and across the state and across the globe? Why is it important for self-advocates to have the voices heard?
Because they all matter, and that they have a purpose on earth. And I don't think it's a good idea to cut any Medicaid or medical, anything from grants to anything that relates to disabilities, especially around this world, and especially what's going on in Washington, D.C. So keep an eye and hear whatever you hear. It's not true, so you know.
Awesome. I'm sure a lot of people will take away a lot from this conference, and that's why we're bringing this. This live coverage on on this podcast on Special Chronicles. If you could describe the Speak Out Summit in one word, what would it be?
Speak up and speak out.
If you could describe this summit in one word.
In one word.
Yeah, just one.
Creative minds and open the doors, minds, and hearts to include people with disabilities.
Awesome. And finally, what's because we'll let you get back to the rest of this conference. What's a message for others listening to this podcast who couldn't be here today? We hope that for those listening will come to next year's conference and get involved. But what's one message for those tuning in right now that you would like to tell them about the Speak Up?
Keep dreaming. Share your voice. Keep up the good work that you're doing now. Include people with disabilities in everything you do. Live a full and potential life.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Perfect way to wrap up this episode. Thank you again, Bridget. I guess this has been Bridget Brown from
Darien, Illinois.
And from Engage, Illinois, Butterflies for Change, an actor, speaker.
An ICDD member.
Many titles. That's
many titles in different organizations.
Yes. You've been tuning in to our live coverage from the 2025 Speak Out Summit in Normal, Illinois, presented by the Elk of Illinois. A big thank you to all the self-advocates, families, speakers, and community members who joined us on today's episode in this series and sharing their powerful voices. If you enjoyed this conversation, please follow the Special Chronicles podcast on your favorite podcast app. Leave us a review to help more people discover our show. Like, subscribe on YouTube, and do all those things.
And I just want to say, please go on www.justadollar.com or org. You could buy the cookbooks. Because they have a healthy cookbook that they made, and they're doing another one called Tried and True. So I hope that if you want to know some good, healthy choices to eat, this will be a good trade.
Awesome. So thanks all. If you want to watch and listen to all the episodes from this Speak Out Summit 2025 conference, specialchronicles.com/SUSO2025. That's specialchronicles.com/SUSO2025. You can find all the links to our YouTube channel, newsletter, and social media. Until next time, remember we're giving respected voice to people with special needs, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Go on my website so that.
Yeah.